Welcome to Inside Taiwan. My name is Fiona. This is the AI-powered podcast that takes you behind the headlines, into the heart of the supply chain at the center of global attention. Every day we sift through 30 trusted sources, from Taiwan's business dailies to the world's top financial and tech outlets, using AI to surface the stories that matter most, distilled for global investors and decision makers. Follow Inside Taiwan for insights delivered with speed and context. The world of AI is in constant motion, but today, it feels like the tectonic plates themselves are shifting. A potential alliance between two tech titans is sending shockwaves through the market, challenging the undisputed king of AI chips, Nvidia. This could redraw the map of the entire AI hardware industry. So what's really going on, and what does it mean for the supply chain here in Taiwan and beyond? Let's dive in. Our top story today, first reported by The Information and confirmed by outlets like Reuters, is that Meta is in talks to spend billions of dollars on Google's custom AI chips. This is a huge development. Meta, one of Nvidia's largest customers, is reportedly negotiating a multi-year deal for Google's tensor processing units, or TPUs. Think of it like this. If Nvidia's GPUs are the powerful all-purpose Swiss Army knives of the AI world, Google's TPUs are like a specialized scalpel, custom-designed for AI-specific tasks and doing them with incredible efficiency. The deal has two parts. First, Meta might start renting TPUs from Google Cloud as early as next year. Second, and this is the big one, they're discussing a supply agreement for Meta to use Google's own TPUs in its data centers starting around 2027. So, why is this such a seismic event? Because historically, Google has kept its prized TPUs for itself. Opening them up to a giant like Meta is a direct challenge to Nvidia's market dominance. As one Citi analyst noted on CNBC this morning, Google is bringing its entire vertically integrated stack to the fight. The AI model, with its Gemini family gaining serious praise, the cloud platform to deliver it, and now the chip itself. The numbers are staggering. Google Cloud execs believe this strategy could capture about 10% of Nvidia's annual revenue. With Meta planning to spend up to $72 billion on AI infrastructure this year alone, it's clear they're looking for powerful, cost-effective alternatives. On the news, Google's parent company, Alphabet, saw its shares jump over 4%, while Nvidia's pulled back. This isn't just about one deal. It's a signal that the AI hardware market is becoming a multipolar world. The insatiable demand for AI is forcing companies to look beyond a single supplier, creating new opportunities and new rivalries. But as the AI chip battle heats up, the fight for the talent and technology to build them is getting just as fierce. And that brings us to our next story, a high-stakes legal drama unfolding right here in Taiwan. TSMC has filed a lawsuit against Wei-Jen Lo, one of its former senior vice presidents. The accusation: that Lo, who joined Intel in October, may have leaked critical trade secrets. According to reports from Reuters and Focus Taiwan, this isn't about just any technology. TSMC alleges that Lo is highly likely to have disclosed confidential data on its cutting-edge 2-nanometer process, as well as its upcoming A16s and A14 technologies. These are the crown jewels, the very innovations that keep TSMC at the pinnacle of global chipmaking. Lo was a key figure at TSMC, helping to drive the mass production of the 5-nanometer and 3-nanometer chips that power our world today. TSMC claims he signed non-compete and confidentiality agreements, but after retiring, he joined a direct competitor. This lawsuit is TSMC drawing a line in the sand. It's a powerful statement about protecting intellectual property in an era of intense global competition. It underscores the talent tug-of-war between the US and Taiwan, and the immense value embedded in the minds of the engineers who build these microscopic marvels. Taiwan's Economy Ministry has already voiced its support, signaling this is a matter of national strategic interest. But designing and fabricating these advanced chips is only part of the story. The final, crucial step is packaging, and right now, the bottlenecks there are creating a gold rush of their own. Enter ASE Technology, the world's largest IC packaging and testing firm. According to media reports, ASE is investing $23 billion, or about $134 million US, to acquire a new plant in Taoyuan and co-develop another in Kaohsiung. They are racing to expand their capacity for advanced packaging, specifically a technology called CoWoS. So what is CoWoS? Imagine building a high-performance Lego skyscraper. Instead of spreading all your pieces out on a single large floor, CoWoS lets you stack different Lego bricks, the chips, vertically, connecting them for super-fast communication. It's an essential technique for building the powerful AI accelerators that companies like Meta and Google are clamoring for. This isn't a reaction to a short-term trend. Industry sources say ASE expects its backlog of AI-related CoWoS orders to last all the way through 2027. TSMC's own packaging lines are reportedly booked solid through 2026. ASE is stepping up to fill a critical gap in the supply chain, turning the AI boom into a concrete expansion of Taiwan's industrial base. It's a loud and clear signal that the demand for AI compute is a long-term structural shift. All this frenetic activity, new chip deals, IP lawsuits, and factory expansions is driving huge investments. But it also raises a deeper, more strategic question. As Taiwan's companies go global, who's watching the big picture? At a recent conference in Taipei, scholars argued that Taiwan's policy on foreign direct investment is outdated. As reported by the media, the current approach is a dual-track system, very strict controls on investments going into China, but a largely hands-off approach for the rest of the world. The prime example? TSMC's massive overseas projects, like its chip fabs in the United States. Experts like Professor Li Wenqie argue that without a formal government-to-government framework for these deals, Taiwanese companies risk losing bargaining power. They are calling for a cross-ministerial oversight body modeled on mechanisms like the U.S. CHIPS Act or Japan's Economic Security Promotion Act. This is about balancing corporate autonomy with national security and economic strategy. It's a debate happening as Taiwan's premier, Cho Jung-tai, recently clarified that Taipei is negotiating directly with Washington on trade matters and has no information about cooperating with South Korea on potential U.S. semiconductor tariffs. The message is clear: Taiwan prefers to handle these critical negotiations one-on-one. The question now is whether the government will create a more formal structure to guide its champions as they expand across the globe. And finally, while semiconductors remain the core of Taiwan's strategic footing, the nation is also looking to the stars to build its future resilience. As Nikkei Asia reports, Taiwan is preparing to launch the first satellite of its first-ever homegrown satellite constellation, named Formosat 8. It's set to ride a SpaceX rocket into orbit very soon. Why is this so important? It's a key part of President Li's vision to diversify Taiwan's economy beyond its dominance in semiconductors, targeting emerging industries like AI, drones, and of course, space. But more than that, it's about resilience. Taiwan's connection to the world relies heavily on undersea internet cables, which are vulnerable. In a crisis, these could be disrupted. A homegrown satellite network offers a vital backup, ensuring communication security. The Formosat 8 constellation is a classic example of dual-use technology. It will be used for disaster relief and monitoring climate change, but it will also play a key role in national security, strengthening Taiwan's ability to monitor its surrounding waters. With an impressive 84% of the key components in the first satellite developed locally, this isn't just about launching a satellite. It's about building an entire space industry ecosystem right here in Taiwan. So, as we close out today, a picture emerges of a supply chain in a state of rapid, almost chaotic evolution. We're seeing new alliances form to challenge the old guard, a fierce defense of the intellectual property that powers it all, and a downstream rush to build the capacity to put it all together. At the same time, Taiwan is thinking bigger, looking at its global strategic role and building future resilience from factory floors on Earth to satellite networks in orbit. The pace is relentless, and the stakes have never been higher. What do you think? As the AI hardware market fragments, who stands to win the most? Join the conversation on our social channels. We'd love to hear your perspective. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Inside Taiwan. Don't forget to subscribe to the AI-powered podcast, bringing you the stories and signals shaping the world's most valuable supply chain.